What I kind of wanted to do today was do a recap of what Susan and I went over last week, and I wanted Susan to take over a little bit and kind of share with us how she has implemented what we talked about last week, as well as Carl's we say that Carl's plan,
his Success Club group.
Yeah, from the 1 through 5 group, and how Susan's kind of molded them together. Because this week her posting to me has just been so much different. It honestly seems just a lot more organic, a little bit more of a glimpse inside to, your life, what really happens day to day, and less, honestly, like less robotic, yes, you're consistent in your posts, but the types of posts and what we expect is not like robotic, like, oh, recipe, post, workout video, this, there's actually some kind of creativity, and there's humor in it, like I love the one when you're drinking your shake in the car.
Meals on Wheels.
Yes, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for how many years? I never thought of that damn phrase, Meals on Wheels.
Right.
I was like, that sucks. But then I was like, but yay, sucks for me, good for you. And what else? Oh, there was another one that you did. Oh, and then you were just kind of talking about like working out at home, how like you were showing like a picture of your computer and how you're getting ready to work out and stuff. And so I just thought that those were really great. And it was just, I felt like the way that you were writing and posting was just how you were talking. It wasn't really like a super well thought, uber formal, like crafted post to then have a call to action at the end. It was literally just like you're just talking to a girlfriend, you're just sharing as if like you were sharing a recommendation of shoes or a restaurant or whatever. And that's kind of how it should be. And I guess maybe I just haven't done a really great job at that, and I've been sharing more about these crafted invitation kind of posts and stuff. So before I start talking too much, I'm just gonna throw it to Susan and let us know what were your takeaways as far as the basics of what I talked about last week, and then Carl, and how you've decided and how you've been putting the two together this week.
Okay, let me grab my multiple. I have notes in way too many places.
Don't worry, we all do.
Okay. So what we talked about last week, what Krista talked about, was doing more Facebook and Instagram stories versus just doing posts. And then and remembering to get back and do some live videos.
Yes.
There was, let's see, we talked about doing, where are we? A selfie.
Uh-huh.
A food recipe.
Yep.
A picture working out, and with an aha moment, call to action, motivation, and going live. Honest to goodness, so much of this is really similar to the stuff that Carl talked about. A long post talking about the before and how life was before I started Beachbody. So I kind of started that, but it all came together really when I was able to take that. And so here's what Carl said in the 1x3x5 group. He said to share, he specifically, the challenge right now, there's a 60-day challenge through the 1x3x5 group to do the 60 days of Instagram stories. And I said, okay, by golly, I'm up for the challenge. Here we go. And so that's exactly what I did. As I wrote down what he said short. So that's was something that I thought was both of them. Short, so you're doing like 15-second spots, just about drinking your shake. You know what? Here's my takeaway from what Carl said. Was a freedom to post about Shakeology. It was a freedom to post about Beachbody. It was a freedom to post about workouts. to not be afraid of that, to not feel a need to that curiosity stuff so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get on there, and that's the one thing that I think that I took away as part of both was I don't get on there and say, hey, I'm drinking my Shakeology now. It's I'm drinking my shake, you know, like I did the Meals on Wheels thing, but it was something of me doing my shake. And this morning I did one of me pouring my shake or pouring it from the blender into the blender cup.
Yes.
And I bent down and got in the picture and said, what did I say? I said, I like my shakes chocolate and thick like a milkshake. And then I popped out of the picture, and that's what I posted about my shake. So that's the other thing is the consistency. So I try to go sure. So I just have my list. I wrote down a really tiny little list, and it says mixing or drinking your shake, logging into Beachbody. That's why I posted about logging into Beachbody. And I try to do that a little bit different. A meal, it can be a meal prep. It can be a meal that you're eating. Like again, today I was sitting in the car while Jake was at speech therapy, and I had my little red container, and I just got on there and I said, see, and I'm eating while I'm doing it. So you can,
Right.
and I said, see, you can do this anywhere between appointments. And I didn't say anything like I'm at speech therapy. I didn't say I'm not at work. For all they know, I'm a salesman out doing whatever, and I'm doing it while I'm working. And then the workout move, I just go ahead and I'm still doing, because my animals still get all over the place. And that's kind of been a thing for me that people seem to like to see the animals.
Yes.
And one of my cats that doesn't normally get terribly involved because she's a tortie, sat in front of me today while I was trying to do the, what are they called? Where you bend over. You know, the move where when you do a part of it, you did it where you just, it's a balance move.
Oh, the one-legged.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So you're bending over, you know, and going towards the ground. And she sat underneath me and meowed at me this morning. Yeah. And I was like off balance, and it threw me totally off, and I fell, and I'm like, you know, that's what I posted for my workout thing today, because his thing too was about don't make everything so perfect. You're not perfect, and nobody has to be perfect. And that's something else that you talk about all the time. So that was my, and then something about you. So I've just been, today I posted something about, we went to Safeway so Jake could get his Monopoly pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lady in line who overheard. And so as we went to walk by, she handed him a Monopoly piece.
Oh, that was awesome.
And she said, if you'll wait just a minute, you can have the rest of these. I'm about to get more. And then she handed us all of them from her order today.
That's awesome.
And so that was kind of our life piece.
Yeah.
Real life, what's going on thing today. And it didn't have anything to do with Beachbody either. You know, it was just people can be really kind given the opportunity is what I posted about. So it's made a difference for me because they've given me a freedom. That's what I said. If you look at the two lists, like if you look at my two lists of what I wrote down from our team call last week and then what he did, they're almost exactly the same. And the little bit extra I think that I got from Carl's group was that it just freed me up. It was like, don't be so uptight about everything.
Right?
And just have fun. And you only have to go for this long, but do it all. The difference for his was do it all Instagram stories.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found was that I have to go back and do some, like you had talked about, is that it has helped me more to, I go in and I do all of that to make sure that I've done my part for the challenge and I do my Instagram stories. But then I go back and I still post some pictures and even a little snippets of video because people are not quite onto the Instagram stories. And so they're still following that way. And then his last one was do a let's talk and talk about why you're a coach and fitness. And I had forgotten that one. And I went on live and I did one today. So I was like,
oh, I'm going to go check it out.
And it was just kind of, and it just felt like really natural because it's made me think more about me and why. I'm back to the why. And I'm reading that book again. I couldn't get into the Find Your Why book.
Oh.
And I'm reading the Find Your Why book again, and it's really clicking this time. And I think that has helped too. So all of it. So those were the things that made a difference. And I was telling Kristen earlier that my followers, just since starting these things, my Instagram followers had fallen. I think the highest I'd gotten was 113. It fell to 105 and lower. And just doing these things, it's up to 125 today in 2 days. So it was like, okay. I don't know if that helped or if that's what you're looking for, but that's kind of what I've been doing and what's making a difference for me.
Because what Susan and I did was we took the time last week to go and look through Preeti's Facebook page. We went through Tanya's, and we just quickly went through Kim's as well. Because Julie and I kind of had the aha moment where we figured out we're working way harder and we're not getting anything in return. So why is it that all of our hard work that we're doing, why is it not coming back? And we're looking and we're seeing, well, Preeti is doing it way simpler. Tanya has never done a workout video ever.
Really?
Never, not one video that she ever posted of her working out. It's always a triple picture. It's always a front, a side, like an angle and a side. That's her picture of working out. She doesn't look like she worked out at all, right? She looks perfect. Her hair might be down. She's not a hot, sweaty mess, but whatever. And what her videos are of her going live, talking.
Yeah, I know that.
That's it. Those are her videos. Preeti, for the most part, if she does do a video, it's a very short clip. It's probably like a 15-second clip. I never paid attention. It probably came from damn Instagram stories, if I think about it now. Right? That genius self just realized in the settings on Instagram, I can choose it to automatically post to Facebook stories too. So there you go. Y'all learned something. Well, Susan already knew it. I learned something new. I can go to Instagram stories and do all my shit there, and it will automatically post to Facebook stories. So I'm not having to work twice as hard, because guess what? I was posting twice. I was going to Instagram stories, posting. I was going to Facebook stories and posting. Ding dong. They need to do that. So if all else fails, really, I think we're all going to be moving to Instagram, whether when we're doing Instagram story images and we're adding text to it, or if we're doing a post, we do it on Instagram, and then you can automatically have it post directly to your business page. So then the only thing you have really left to do is decide which post you want to be on your personal page. That you would have to then obviously go and copy paste or whatever. But at least it's simplifying it now, where it's not so many times you have to copy paste. I got to do it in Facebook and I got to copy paste in Instagram.
You know, can I interject one more thing? I just happened to think of just as an afterthought. Mm-hmm. Implementing what we talked about last week and the Carl stuff and together, I don't feel like I'm tied to sitting down and figuring out posts and all that stuff anymore. I feel like it's been so much easier to take a picture of something and know I'll use that later. Like I did the one of my, I don't know if you saw this, but I did the one, I took an Epsom salt bath, which I haven't done in forever.
Yeah, I saw your feet.
With the water running. Yeah. People love that, which was crazy to me. But I did that on Monday, and I didn't post it until Tuesday or something. I used the picture, but then I posted the video then later and did my little blurb about, and had somebody comment to me, it was another autism mom, comment to me about having trouble, because it's like the brilliance that comes out when somebody gives you the right information to feed in. Because at the bottom of it, I put this post about self-care, how I was doing self-care. And at the bottom, I posted a really different question. It was, how hard is it for you to do self-care?
Mhm.
It wasn't, DM me about self-care and I'll tell you all about it. It was, how hard is it for you to do self-care? And this woman just got on and said, oh, and just went like,
What is that? I don't remember what that is.
yeah. So it opened a conversation, and now it's because I said I would be happy to bounce ideas around with you about how to do self-care, how to try to fit in self-care now. Her husband died, and she's got this son with autism and Down syndrome together.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of a thing.
that's
So it
tough.
was like, and that was all from this stuff. That's just from last week. That's just from blown. I'm just. Can you tell? I'm blown away by how, like, it's just changed.
Simplifying it, and that was the thing that Julie and I were really surprised. And then she's like, you have to share with your team, because she's sharing with her team. And I'm like, got it. And then there was still moments where I'll do a post and she's like, Kristen, dumb it down. That was too much. Because it's true. Like, we've gotten to, it's like we try to put so much information and we try to paint a picture and this and that. And honestly, it's just kind of like, really just dumb it down super, super, super short, in that just talk about where your mind was when you first started, right? And then quick, like, I want you to feel the same way I feel now, not 4 years ago. I'm starting a new group, right? No more listing like what you're going to get in the group, and you get one-on-one and you get this and that. Like, just take all that crap out. They don't want to know that anyways, because we tell them all of that and they're already like overwhelmed. They're like, oh my gosh, what? I have to do like portion control eating, and then there's a support group, and then there's checking in and a challenge group every day. Like, I don't even like looking at myself naked. Now I've got to show these sweaty selfies every day to people I don't know. Like, it's just too much. So really dumbing it down and making it as simple as possible. And really kind of keeping it to at least the 4 or I guess 5 things, of that every day, doing some kind of a selfie, whether it's, it doesn't even have to be you. It just needs to be a picture of a person, whether it's a before and after. And that's what I've been doing. And Julie and I have been talking about that, is that really trying to show and really showing up as far as our before and after, showing our progress day in, day out, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why today I kind of kept talking about how, yeah, great, I've lost like 3 pounds since starting, but it's also, I'm also like on my period. So that might be a little less. I might have lost a little more, but but even on this plan, this is the first time since me like not being on birth control that I didn't have like these horrible like PMS and like massive cramping or whatever. And I have to say, I've noticed that throughout the ladies in the group, they talk about that. And that even Autumn said too, when she was on her period, that she's even on her period, but she's not seeing or experiencing like that massive bloating like normal. So there's something to it as far as, I think that there's the timing of when we're eating, it's affecting, our bodies, at least as women. So making sure that you do kind of a before and after, and really that's why I've asked some of my clients, I asked Susan, can I use your before and after? I've asked some of my other challengers, can I use it? So you just pick one every single day, right? And maybe you share about their story if they're comfortable with it, or you can do or you didn't have to talk about their story. You just completely talk about, the program and how, and only, 12 days or 20 days, can you imagine what it is if you just trust the process and give me 80 days and that's it, right? The second one is like motivation. Susan's been doing really good at that, where it's literally just like what we used to do, Annette, just a basic motivational picture. Either it can have us in there or it doesn't even have to have us in there. But just make sure we're putting something motivational up every day. So then it's less pressure of like, oh my gosh, I have to create an image. I've got to put text over my face. Like some days, you don't got that shit. You just like Google like positivity. Oh, I like that picture. Click, boop, done. And there's no long-winded post either. Like it's literally sometimes just that image being posted. Maybe a few hashtags if you really want to, you know, done. Third one is like a food or recipe. So whether or not you're literally just copy pasting somebody else's image and sharing a recipe that you found really good. You're like, I found my new recipe for the week. I'm going to try it. Or if it's you food prepping and you want to share that. So, you know, like it's nothing like genius that we haven't done, but I feel like we're just fighting. I want to share with you guys like a way to make it simpler, less overwhelming, less like having to be like, make this, like these beautiful images and being, you know, there's a pro at all of these, you know, like picture editing stuff, you know what I mean? Like just, that's not us, you know, like I don't have a degree in graphic design, neither do you all. So I don't think anyone expects me to do these fantastic Photoshop crap, you know? Maybe when I'm, you know, 5, 6, 7 star, then I will hire an assistant who does that, you know? But until then, no, I'm not doing it. Kim didn't do it. Danielle didn't do it. You know, like Danielle has amazing images, but she doesn't do them, right? Same with her videos. She doesn't do them. So that's where we have to kind of remind ourselves is that, yes, these coaches that we're looking up to, they are not doing it. They're delegating. They didn't do all of that way when they were starting out. And they're still able, they still are successful. And honestly, I think there's some people where they just don't really need to do it. Like Amy Silverman, I love her, but I don't think like her stuff is like crazy, you know, like graphic stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like she's, but that's her, you know, she's very like just more down to earth, kind of like, I don't know, modern day hippie-ish. So that doesn't fit her type. And then the other one was really important, was making sure that we're kind of chronicling or journaling like our 80-day obsession journey, you know, or that can be also / you working out. So if you've noticed so far, like for me, every day I've been putting like day 11 out of 80 of my workout. I'm not saying day 11 of 80-day obsession. I'm saying day 11 out of 80. Because I still want people to ask me what the hell I'm doing, right? I'll tell them, this is my workout, this is day 11, so they have the expectation, they know how many days I'm going to be doing this. And then I give them kind of like my aha moment with a picture. Done. Because that's what I noticed everybody else is doing that.
Yep.
They are showing, they're talking about day 11, day 12, day 13, you know. And then the fifth thing is really just figuring out how you can go live. And it doesn't need to be, like Susan was saying, doesn't need to be going live for a long time. It can be super quick, utilizing the Instagram stories. And anything that we do on either platform on stories, you can save that before you post it. So that's what I do, is sometimes before I knew I could do both Instagram and Facebook at the same time, I literally just posted it to Facebook stories, saved it, and then I sometimes wouldn't use it. I wouldn't go on Instagram stories and post the same picture. I would use that as an actual post, you know. But it already has either a cute little clever saying, or sometimes I just, you know, like a second ago, I just posted one where it just says #unstoppable, and it's just me with like a fist. So just little blips like that. And I think the stories part makes it so much easier to kind of give us just a little glimpse in the day in the life of. So it could be something completely like stupid, have nothing to do with Beachbody. Like I did one where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually early to something. And it was me sitting in the car waiting for my kid to pick him up. And then I messaged Aaron and he was like, oh my God, you haven't been early to anything forever. And I was like, thanks a lot. Not what I was asking for. It was more like, good job, babe. Not like, well, you haven't been early in forever.
See, that'd be great, something to post.
Yeah, I know. Like the conversation, yes. Like, oh, when you post, like, hey, I'm early.
On your face.
Yeah. But so I really do like the stories part, because then I don't feel like I have to, oh my gosh, here's this moment. I know it's gonna be a really good one, but I don't have the time to think of something. I don't have to. I literally just take a picture, put a cute little saying of it, of what quick little thing I'm saying, save it, goes into stories, because after 24 hours, it's poof, it's gone. So then I can use that picture again in case of people who didn't see my stories, they will know that I'm recycling. Genius. Kind of took us a while to figure that out. But I'm hoping that kind of helps you. It's literally just using those 5 things. And now that I figured out Instagram stories, you can link it to your Facebook stories, just start using Instagram. So throughout the day, you're just plopping and you're having a presence on Instagram. So if it's you getting ready in the morning, doop, if it's like, oh, I have a really cute hairdo, like take a picture of that. And then, like you could ask like a quick little question, like, what's your hairdo of the day? ? And that's your little thing for stories. Or your commute to work, if you like some crazy things that you see, Annette, you could post some really interesting things.
I can.
You got some characters at your work. So it can just be like, okay, who's the weirdest of today? And eventually if you do that, consistently, people will tune in and they'll want to be like, I want to look and see, ooh, okay, what's the weirdest guy that came in today? You know what I mean? But then, like Susan was saying, that being able to just come on really quick and go on your stories and talk about, Beachbody or Shakeology or your workouts, and it's just a quick little blip, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that we think of, or it could just be like some like those smart ass comments that we think of. Put that on your Instagram stories. If you guys watch that, I can't remember, his name is Eddie B. He's like the teacher who does those videos like this. Oh my God, I love them. I'll have to share. I share a couple, but he's this black guy, and his name is Eddie B. And he does all these compilation videos, and literally it's of all the things, because he's a teacher, it's all the things that teachers think about, right? So it's about like professional development. He's like, I think I am developed as professionally as I can. He's like, how do you develop my paycheck? Like any topic he does. And he's on tour, and he sells out like it is, auditorium full of teachers who are just cracking up laughing because they need that. It's not that he will ever quit teaching. He does enjoy that, but at some point, I wish I had that. At some point, it's like you're thinking, is it really worth his damn paycheck? Like all this crap I have to go through? Or, like he gets one kid and it's like April and he's like, and you think that you want me to do what in 2 months before he needs to get out of school? Like, I'm not a miracle worker. He's like, I don't even think Jesus could do this, The things like literally us teachers do think about, he just says it. And so that's kind of, I think, how we could definitely take advantage and use the stories part, is that not come off as perfect, not come off as like we know everything, but literally, it could be like after you've worked out, like this thing, I think it's what I'm going to do. After I work out, when I'm still, I can't even like catch my breath or whatever, it's going to be like, well, that was a hot mess. But I know it will be worth it later on today when I feel sore, and done. That's it. Because then it's still talking about it. We're still being open, but it's not like a 20-minute long live video.
Yep.
That you really think someone's actually going to listen to the whole entire thing. But okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you want to come and say hi?
Yes.
Oh, Annette says yes. You have to bend down, though.
Come say hi.
Oh,
How are you?
good. How are you?
We thought you were a host.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're a real person.
Yeah, right.
I'm not just made up.
No, you guys will get to meet him in person soon.
Yes, we do.
Yes. He's used to it. He's
Yep.
he's getting used to it now. I mean, parading around.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
I had him come down because I needed him to remind me because I had to cook dinner. That was lunch that I was eating.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're late.
I know. It was either take a shower before going to Sam's Club or eat before Sam's Club. I was like, I'm going in public. I should probably take a shower.
I know those choices.
I worked out twice. That's why I needed a shower.
Oh,
Susan, can you, in our coach group messenger, can you post that list so I'll start doing it?
yeah.
Yeah, just take a picture of it.
Yeah, I need to get back into it. Boy,
This will help you, Annette. It's less overwhelming.
yeah, and you know what? I just didn't feel good.
I know.
And I couldn't even look at I didn't get on my phone for a week. I couldn't stand the headache was so intense.
Yes, I understand that.
I'm done, but I also journaled while I was doing it. And,
That's good.
because at one point I thought, I'm just going to give up coaching. I'm done. I'm jealous. I hate these girls. But bottom line was, I want to do this, and I'm not giving up. And, I didn't get funky. I didn't get too funky, so I'm learning personal development. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
It's working. I'm just need to get back on.
You know what? For me, I'll tell you, just for me, this last little bit, because I was having a hard time because I didn't jump on board really fast with 80 Day and start doing, but I just couldn't find it. I don't know what it was. I couldn't find it. I didn't have the mojo to do it, and it wasn't a lack of desire.
Right.
Just what I hear you saying, right? It's not a lack of desire. It's like, crap, I honestly, I do not know how. I cannot get this in my head. And I was feeling really stupid. It was like, I cannot get this in my head. And then we did this last week. And then Carl did that thing. And I'm telling you, he just did one today. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but in the 1x3x5.
No.
He did one on. He said, okay. He said, and he's so relaxed about everything. It makes it so easy. But he got on there and he said, okay. He said, now I want you to really have some urgency. And that's how he is. I want you to really show some urgency about these challenge packs that are still on sale, but we're at the end of the month. So I'm going to give you an example of how to do a post with a deadline. And then he, honest to goodness, he took out his phone and he showed on Instagram story. He said, I've got on my iPad, I have 8 points. He said, maybe you can just do it off the cuff. I can't. So he did it totally as an example, but he had written down 8 points that he wanted to make. Mm-hmm. And then he got on Instagram stories and he was doing those 15-second clips, and each point that he got on there and he said something about the challenge packs. And he was like, I helped 3 people and now I want to help 3 more. So, I would really love it to be you. Let's lose 10 to 20 pounds. I mean, you have to go back and watch it. It was the simplest thing. And I thought,
this thing.
What?
You have to have a summit. Do you have a summit ticket? You have to have a summit ticket.
You don't have a summit ticket?
I thought you did.
No.
Oh.
No.
Why did I think you already got yours last year?
I didn't get mine. No, I don't have a ticket.
Oh.
That's the only way they're letting people in the group.
Yeah, I was like, they made it super easy. Well, that's fine. If I didn't know that in it, I can just make sure that that whatever info, I'll just share it to I'll just share it in our team page.
Yeah, because this invite that he did, I thought, well, crap, I can do that.
Yeah.
This one that he did today, it was like, well, yeah, I can do that. 3 people.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I can say, come on, 3 people, let's just do this and let's do it together. And there's no, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. He doesn't go into a lot of detail. He just hits his 8 points about, this is what I'm doing. You've only got, you've got this much time. I really love to see you get this deal before the prices go back up, kind of a thing. Like, well, dang. So yeah, I was excited about that one too.
Yeah, I mean, he makes it where he shows how just to get, sometimes we have to just get out of our own head and stop overthinking it and stop making it so complicated and just do it.
Yes.
I got Amy to sign on as a discount coach.
Yes, I saw that.
But you know how I did it?
Huh.
Because she was doing so good and she won. Her and her son won double time money. So, and she's real consistent. So I sent her a bag of tropical strawberry Shakeology of Ron's because he's now 3 bags behind, but I won't let him quit. So I gifted her a bag because she had been questioning the girls, and I pay attention. And so I just sent it to her. And I said, just try it. Let's see if you feel different. All I want to know, I'm not making you commit. All I want to know is how you feel at the end of the 30 days. How does your body feel? Did you lose any extra weight, inches, anything? You let me know. Wow. She's seen progress in not her energy, her everything. A little bit more inches than she thought. And it could be 80 days, but her body's feeling better. And her kids love it. So I texted her and told her, or messaged her and told her, I have another bag, but this one you'll have to pay what Ron pays for it. She's like, oh no, I've decided this will fit into my budget. When she went
Even better.
and signed up as a discount coach on her own, I didn't send her nothing. She got a bundle of Recover, Energize, the bands, the container. So she got everything.
Wow.
But
good for you.
I had been talking to her, and I just wanted to give her that extra. And I have bags of it. Usually I can sell it. Usually I try and sell it at my work to my customers. Yeah. But I thought, okay, Jim, he has 3 bags. So I'm going to just send her one because she knows everybody does it. She's just real quiet and won't ask. And they're farmers. But I knew she had been working. She works as a pet groomer. I knew she could fit it in her budget if she'd only give it a try. So that's how I got her. And then Christina, I had been talking to her about how I'm feeling and stuff. And now she's coming back. And she's ready now that she's a single mama to start her business again. So
that's awesome.
I saw it this afternoon when I logged in. I was like, oh, I gotta recognize some people. Shoot, I'm behind.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm even sick and I'm helping a little bit, but
yes,
yeah, I just need to get back to the group of posting again. And but now that the headache's gone, I'm ready, and I'll go buy my ticket. I'm just really worried that I might not be able to fit this year into my budget.
It's okay. Honestly, like I said, don't stress. Let's just focus on your business, focus on, with your health and everything like that, because Summit is really not gonna build your business. Yes, it gets us more motivated and reinvigorates us. And yes, we come out with some aha moments, but really when it comes down to it, for the most part, we really just need to stick with the basics and not get so awestruck by all of the other amazing things that we can pull away from Summit. And all of those videos, all of those speakers, they record it. So if we need to, we can always go back into the back office.
You can watch it live now. That's
Oh,
what
that's
we did last year.
Yep,
Well,
we can watch it live. So you don't really ever feel like that's really the most of it. I mean, yes, the other side is the bonding and being able to get
See,
together.
that's what I'm going to miss, because
Yes.
I take away more from that. And usually I have a couple aha moments during the
Yes, we do.
sessions, but more I feed off meeting all of you guys and
Mhm.
sisterhood, and
But you
that's
know what?
where you motivate, because every time I see Shelly, it's like, oh, I
Mhm.
mean, I needed that.
You know what, Annette? You know how I'll tell you how I'm feeling now doing this stuff is I'm feeling like this is my build towards being able to go and afford Summit and not feel like I am setting myself into a hole. Because I
Right.
really want to go, but if I can't get something going, I'm not going to be able to go.
Mhm.
Being able to
I know.
afford it without, I have to tell you girls, I just went and moved the handle on my sink. I've been posting about my kitchen forever. I went to move the faucet on my kitchen sink this morning. It came off in my hand.
Oh no.
So, I mean, stuff comes up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But stuff comes up. I mean, stuff happens along the way, like you with your teeth.
Yeah.
Stuff happens and you can't help it. But this, I just feel like the momentum is starting.
Yeah. If I could get past helping more than 2 people, it's that third one every month that I have hard time hitting.
And you know what? And that's something that Preeti, I know that you've got Preeti's schedule. I'm so excited. That's something that I talked to her about before she got to where she's at now. She and I were having conversations way back when she was just starting to do that. And I was talking to her about how she did it, how she was contacting so many people. And so she shared that with me, and she just knew how to do it. And she started doing her thing with going into groups, and she had her in with being Indian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She found a bunch of groups to start posting in, and that's how she got her people. Well, I'm having trouble with groups. I tried to post something on the marketplace again, and it rejected me. It said, you can't post adult exercise stuff. I'm like, well, it's not like I'm playing with something nasty or something. I mean, but it wouldn't let me do that.
Very particular. I think it's also I think it's I think it's also just like the kind of like the wording that we use and then the picture. So that's why I'm really excited to have Preeti on there. So Preeti coming on our team call, was it the 1st, I think, or the 8th? I think it's the 1st.
Whatever the March is, yeah, that's what I was excited about. But that's kind of how this feels for me. Like, maybe opening that door for a lot of people, but that's kind of what opened that door for her. It felt like opened that floodgate, and that's kind of what I feel like maybe this is going to help do. So,
Yes.
Positive thoughts, girl. Positive thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I think Pam, I talked to Pam about her new client.
Mm-hmm.
Her new client has potential to get she has these girls in her office doing all this stuff. I'm like,
Oh, that's awesome.
Pam, you can get her either to work as a coach, or at least have her start pushing. You need to follow Pam. You need to follow Pam. This is how,
Yeah.
because I see potential in that. She has these girls doing all these challenges in her office, and she's doing 80-day obsession.
Oh my gosh.
Momentum. But I've been sick. I'll get with Pam again, but I really think that would, as far as I'm watching, there's potential for Pam to tap into,
Yes. And I just need just got to figure out the right kind of like mindset and right approach.
Right.
And how to attack it. Not just for her, but I think for everybody else that either they just don't feel like confident in themselves yet to be able to say, well, be a coach and, this is the kind of life you could have, or you have potential. And just getting over that, or it doesn't matter what rank you are, it doesn't matter what success or, weight loss story you have. If you see that it's somebody that is inspirational and that can lead other people,
You know, and I think Christina might be better at doing this stuff than how we had her doing. Remember when we were doing
Yes,
everything? Because
exactly.
now she's a busy mama, and I think this will be easier for her to get a grasp on.
Yeah, it's going to be so much easier. She can do Facebook stories, save all the things, and when she has time, when there's a break, when the kids are asleep, then she can do like 1 or 2 really good posts of the day.
Yeah.
Done. You know, or do 1 really good post at night, call to action, another one she can like schedule for the next day. So then there's always either something in the morning, something at night, already scheduled, but throughout the day, she can just do her stories.
Right.
And I think that will be so much easier and so much less overwhelming than what we've been doing before.
Right.
And just like Julie said, we're just dumbing it down.
Well,
For ourselves too.
It's interesting to me that it's kind of this process that I've watched in the last almost year where we went from feeling like we were focused on challenge packs, success club, challenge pack, how that kind of has changed and evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to something a little bit different, and it wasn't just challenge packs. And now it's like it's evolving again. But is that Beachbody evolving too? As it grows, because 80 Day just apparently blew up a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just in a good way.
It is. I mean, it's same thing happened when when Autumn came with 21 Day Fix, and it's the same thing that happened like with Max 30. We kind of had a little tiny blip with like 22-minute hardcore, but then now it's 80 Day Obsession, because I wouldn't say Country Heat or UV2 really had a huge bang or whatever. So, but yeah, we do there's at least one a year that kind of changes our course or how we approach or the types of people that we're attracting, and which is good, because then if not, then it just gets really boring and stale, and we're not always looking for one type of person.
Right.
So yeah, that's about all I had for today. Next week, right? Next week it'll be Preety.
Okay.
So I've got
Exciting.
Yeah, I've got the week. So it'll be Preety, it'll be Nicole, Veneer, and then the 15th we don't have anybody, but on the 22nd we have Kelly Campbell. And I'm still waiting back to hear from Tanya as far as a date, so she might be able to come on the last. She
would be the bomb too. That would be great.
On the last Thursday of the month. I know for her it's really just work and scheduling, because she's 2 hours ahead of us. So yeah, I think that'll be good. I mean, if we can just keep it to 2 to 3 guests, speakers a month, I think that's still good, because there's still time that I need to kind of talk with you guys and
Right.
and whatnot. But yeah. Check out, make sure, Susan, when you get a chance, just take that quick picture. You can share it to Annette, and then I'll upload this to the team page, and hopefully, for the most, if you want to know a little bit more, you want to see a little bit in depth what we talked about last week, just take a moment and I put last week is in 2 parts because I was an idiot and I paused and started the video.
Okay.
So 2 parts. First part is just introducing and talking about the guest speakers, and the second part is the actual call.
Okay.
So when you get a chance, and you can just listen. You don't have to physically see it unless you want to see mainly what Preety's posts look like.
Okay. Well, I follow her.
Yeah. So you can kind of see, but what I liked going and just instead of focusing on how she worded it, and I do like a few of her call to actions. They're just more simple. It's not like, drop an emoji or a GIF or whatever. It's literally inviting, like, I want to see you in there. So it's a lot like what Carl talks about.
Right.
How Carl says it, and kind of how we used to do it before. Instead of like, I want to do it with you, I want to do it together. But it's more now, I want to see you in this group. I want to see you have success, or you lose 30 pounds with me.
Right.
Really emphasize the word you. and not so much, I want you to do this with me. I want you to lose, if we capitalize you and say lose 30 pounds with me, it makes it, I don't know, just by adding that, it changes the emphasis and the importance away from us and back on them.
Right.
Alrighty. I'm gonna let y'all go because I have to make dinner because you hear him coming down the stairs again.
Okay, go make dinner. Go, girl.
Love you
Sorry,
guys. And,
kept her too long.
yes, I'll talk to you guys next
Somebody
week.
wants you to make dinner and eat it with you, girl.
I know he actually eats it.
I know.
I don't know if he's good, but he eats it.
Well, that's good.
All right. Well, let me know if you guys need anything. Message me. I have no children for the rest of the weekend, so.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks.
guys. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.